Hello and welcome back to Cycling with G. This is your day 24 mobility and sculpt class. Very simple layout today. We've got 10 exercises. We're going to run through that circuit twice and then we're going into a little cool down. It's very chilled. Day 24 is, you're still in the high hormone phase, but day 24 is roughly when the hormones are starting to decrease towards the menstrual phase. But towards the end of the cycle, we kind of want to turn down the tempo and introduce more rest, recovery, mobility, but we're adding a bit of sculpting in there too. So without further ado, we're going to get started with some cat-cow into thread the needle. So most of these exercises today, you'll notice, are going to be like kind of back-to-back exercises, or they'll combine two exercises in one. So you're going to arch the spine and scoop, arch the spine and scoop. And then you're going to raise one arm up to the sky, right or left, and thread the needle through. That same arm back up and thread the needle through. Other side, left arm up, thread the needle through. Left arm up, thread the needle through. And back into your cat-cows. And you'll notice we're jumping straight into the main body of this workout today. It's a kind of, this in itself is a mobility exercise. So yeah, we're just gonna get straight into it. Arm up, thread the needle and thread it through. Arm up, thread it through. And other side, left arm up, thread it through. And arm up and thread it through. Now coming on to your second exercise, we're going to do some lying leg raises. So onto your back, keep this top on for now, and your hands can come underneath your bum, underneath your head. I quite like them underneath my bum because it stabilizes my hips. Arms going to come up to 90 and you're just going to lower your legs slowly to the ground and bring them back up again. And this would be more of your sculpting exercise. The one we did before was your mobility. So nice and slow. This is about control. Your legs are staying straight the whole time and just touching the floor before you bring them back up again. One more. And then for the next one, you can be kneeling or standing, up to you. And we're just going to do some shoulder rolls into arm circles. So this will be your more mobility exercise again. So 3 shoulder rolls to the back, 1, 2, 3, and then into big arm circles to the back, 1, 2, and 3. 3 shoulder rolls to the back, 1, 2, 3, and arm circles to the back, 1, 2, 3, shoulder rolls to the back, 2, 3, and 1, 2, nice and slow and controlled, 3, 1, 2, 3, and last 1, 2, and 3. Now back onto your side, choosing any side first for your sculpting exercise, leg abductions. So one leg is going to support you, the other leg out long and straight. Just going to raise it up to the sky at about pizza slice angle. Nice and slow. Engaging this muscle here and a bit of your glutes, keeping everything tight, secure. and change sides. Same again. Leg at a pizza slice angle and raise your leg up to the sky. Keep that leg nice and straight. And now you can literally stay on the side exactly where you are, and you're going to stack your knees on top of each other. This is for your mobility exercise. We're going to do an open book stretch. So these are going to stack like this, your arms on top of each other, and you're going to follow your arm over to the other side. And you can hang here for a second, or close the book. And then coming over to the other side again. It's a lovely stretch in the back. Feels really good for me. And back over to the front. Sides, so you can flip over or you can change sides, Then here we're going to just stack your knees like before and open your arm out to the opposite side. So this is a lovely spinal twist, upper body rotation, mobility in the upper spine. Nice, and then coming up for your sculpting exercise is going to be a good morning. Slightly later in the class than usual, but feet are hip distance apart, hands behind your ears, and you're going to hinge at those hips to come down to where it bites in your hamstrings. Squeeze your butt and your glutes and your hamstrings to come back up. Lower and up. Squeeze your butt. Up. Keep everything nice and tight. This is your sculpting exercise, so although it's very low resistance, we want to try and sculpt like you would in a Pilates class. Feel free to add some weights or resistance bands here if you like. Resistance bands underneath your feet to get a bit of extra resistance. I'm pretty happy just body weight today, being quite a, yeah, definitely feel quite luteal myself today. A couple more. Last one. Now coming into a cross-legged position, we're going to do some spinal twists. So cross legs, and you're going to inhale for your arms to come up. And rotate and cross the body to the other side and exhale. Exhale into that twist. One deep breath here. And inhale up to the center. And exhale over to the other side. Deep breath here. And exhale. Inhale up. We'll do one more on each side and twist over. Inhale up. And twist over to the other side. Nice. Now for your sculpting exercise, it's going to be a squat to a calf raise. So feet just wider than your hips. You're going to come down into a nice deep squat. Nice and slow and controlled. Up and onto your tippy toes for a calf raise. Down and up. You can have your hands wherever you like. They can be on your hips if you prefer. That helps with your balance. In front of you, behind your ears, wherever you like. Again, feel free to add a weight or hold a resistance. Add a resistance band or hold a weight. But yeah, the key here is to keep it nice and slow and controlled and focus on the posture, the form, all of that instead of just adding a heavy weight or resistance for the sake of it. So this is form focused. And up. Let's do a couple more. Down. Up. Down. And up. Now coming into a child's pose. Nice breather here. We've got 2 more exercises left, by the way. So coming back down into that child's pose. Gonna have a couple breaths here. Reach your arms in front of you, up above. And then, like we did on our first exercise, we're gonna thread the needle. So arm is gonna come up to the sky. You're gonna thread that needle. And if you want, you can sit back into child's pose with that needle threaded. Couple breaths here. And coming up again, other side. The left arm comes up, thread that needle, and back into child's pose. Here. Back up. Right arm up, thread the needle, and back into child's pose. You should feel a nice deep stretch inside your right shoulder blade if you've got your right arm threaded. And coming up again, left arm up, thread through, and back into child's pose. And this gives a kind of child's pose effect whilst also giving a thread the needle effect. And coming back onto all fours and then flipping around onto your back. And your last exercise, your sculpting exercise, is going to be your dead bug toe taps with the crunch pulse. So feet are at 90, you're in a dead bug position, and you're going to tap your toes. You can do 1 at a time or 2 at the same time, up to you. And then every time you get to 5, add a little crunch pulse. 2, 3. Tap, and you can be tapping in your own time. Individual feet, double feet, up to you. And remember those crunches in between, 3 crunches every 5 taps. Nice, so that is the circuit of 10 mobility and sculpt exercises that we are going to run through one more time. Grab a quick drink of water. As you can see, we're alternating between a sculpting exercise and a mobility exercise. So your mobility exercise is kind of your rest for the next sculpting exercise. And the reason this format works so well in the luteal phase is rest is, it's more important to take frequent breaks in the luteal phase because it's easier to get more tired more quickly. You might find that it's, just easier to get tired quickly. So we still want to be sculpting, but if we do that intermittently with a mobility exercise, then win-win basically. So that's the idea behind the format of this class today. So grab yourself a drink of water. So that first exercise before was a cat-cow with a thread the needle. So coming back onto all fours and do 2 cat-cows and 2 thread the needles. So arching your spine and
scooping that belly for a nice deep stretch inside your spine. I feel a little bit more awake now, so it feels good to add in a bit more movement. You might want to join me with that as well. You can make it a bit more dynamic. And then coming into neutral and right arm up to the sky, and then you're going to thread it through. Holding in there for a couple of seconds. And back up. And threading through. And left arm up. And threading through. And left arm up again. Threading through. And a couple more cat-cows. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more, thread the needles, make them quick and dynamic. Up and through. Couple breaths here. And up and through. And back to neutral, left arm comes up and thread through. Left arm comes up and thread it through. Now for your first sculpting exercise, you're on your back for those leg raises. So flipping over, I like my hands underneath my butt and legs are kind of come up and lower them nice and slow with control, just touching the ground, and then your legs come back up again. Engage your abs. Your abs are the muscle that is going to be working here and bringing your legs back up, and that is the muscle we're sculpting right now. Couple more. The last one down and up. And then you are on your feet or on your knees, up to you for those shoulder rolls. So 3 to the back. 1, 2, 3, and arms. 1, nice and big. 2, and 3. And those shoulders. 1, 2, and 3, arms, 1, 2, and 3, shoulders, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and shoulders, 1, 2, 3, arms, 1, 2, and 3. Now coming onto your side for those leg abductions. So leaning on your elbow, one leg to support, other leg is going to come out at 45-degree angle in front of you and raise it up. Hand can be on your hip or in front of you to support. To you, point your toe. Point your toe and keep your toe pointed slightly upwards as well, and that's going to get more into your quad muscle. Or if you want it more glute, point your toe in front and you've got yourself a glute exercise. So this would be your sculpting exercise. Couple more. Last one. And over to the other side, you can flip over or switcheroo. supporting arm, knee to support, and leg at 45. 1. Have a play, which one feels better, pointing your toe more up to the sky or out to the front. And the chances are whichever one feels better is the one that's easier. If you want to challenge yourself, do the other one that's harder. Or if you want to keep it easy, keep it comfortable, work those muscles already established. Stick to what you know. Nice. And now your next exercise, your mobility exercise, you are on your side again. So stacking those knees, and then you're going to do the open book stretch. So arms coming out in front of each other, and that left arm follow it all the way over for that lovely upper body rotation. You can hang out there for a second. Or if you want to keep it dynamic, you can be opening and closing your book, or you can just hold it out there. Close. Last one. Open. And other side. So just having your 2 feet on the other side. Right arm stacks on top, and follow that arm all the way over to the book. Good. Follow the hand back over. Follow it up. Last one, over and open. Close. And now your sculpting exercise is those good mornings. So coming back up onto your feet, hands behind your ears or on your shoulders or on your hips, wherever you like, but nice and slow. You're going to hinge at your hips. Feeling that bite in your hamstring, keep your back nice and straight, and then use those hamstrings and then glutes to bring you back up again. Just nice and slow. And up, keep your back and your shoulders and everything nice and straight and back the entire time. Holding, and back up again. Really think about each muscle that you're using to bring yourself down. Steady yourself, and then to bring yourself back up again. Just think about the muscles that are working right now. Where do you feel it? Does it feel tight at the bottom? Does it hurt to bring it back up? Nice and slow and controlled. And when we don't have weight or anything like that, it's so much easier to notice which muscle we're using rather than focusing on lifting the weight or working against the resistance or whatever. So this is a great one for mind-muscle connection. And that's a good thing to focus on in the luteal phase when the energy is lower. When the energy is higher, yeah, be throwing those weights around, slam those dead balls. Last one. And then it's coming down onto cross-legged position, and we're going to do that seated spinal twist. So get yourself nice and comf, and then inhale for your arms to come up. And as you exhale, twist over to whichever side you like first, and exhale into that twist. Inhale in the twist. Exhale in the twist. And then inhale to bring yourself back up again. And exhale to the other side. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
Inhale to bring you back up to center. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. And up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Now coming up onto your feet for the squat with a calf raise. So feet are just wider than your hips, wherever you like your hands, place them. And then coming down into that nice deep squat to up and then into a calf raise onto your tippy toes. So coming down into that squat, and up and tippy toes. Again, like in the good morning, this is a great time to notice which muscles you feel are working. Does one leg feel stronger than the other? Do you find your back feels quite stiff right now? Are your glutes working more? Are your quads working more? How is your balance today? Can you get up onto those toes and stay on those toes? Do you feel like it's your quads, your calves? Just observe. Don't criticize it or nitpick it, but just observe. And then you know when you're in your follicular phase or your ovulatory phase and you're doing this with weight or resistance, oh yeah, I noticed that, you know, I tend to have a stiff lower back, or one leg is stronger than the other and actually dominates the push more than the other leg. So now's a great time to observe and realize these things, to make improvements for when you have weights and energy and all of that. Last one. Nice, and now that thread the needle and child's pose. So you can start with a child's pose. If you like, we'll go straight into that thread the needle with a child's pose. I kind of want to stretch out my back. So the arms nice and long in front of you. Give it a little rock if you want. A little wiggle wriggle. And then coming into all fours and neutral. And you're going to thread the needle. So right arm comes up. Thread the needle and coming back into that child's pose. And inhale to come back up to all fours and neutral. And the left arm comes up. Thread the needle and sit back into child's pose. Pause again. The right arm comes up to the sky. Thread the needle. Sit back into child's pose. And back up to all fours. Left arm comes up. Thread the needle and sit back into child's pose. And coming back into neutral, and for your very last exercise today, those dead bug toe taps, so flipping back onto your back. Knees and feet are at 90-90. You're in a dead bug position, a crunch position, and you're tapping your feet. You can have your arms up or down in front of you if you like. I quite like to support my head. Remember those 3 little crunches every 5 taps. Last one. Crunch. Nice, bring yourself up. Grab a drink of water. That's your 2 circuits done. We're now gonna jump into a really quick little cool down. So grab yourself a drink if you need one right now. If not, We're gonna get into a supine twist each side, so just coming down onto your back. And you're gonna hug one knee into your chest, whichever knee you like. Stretch the other leg out nice and long. And then bring that knee over to the opposite side as you open out to the other side. And then coming back to center, hug both your knees into your chest. And picking the other leg, so this time I'm going with the left leg. We'll squeeze the right leg out long. And then left leg is gonna come over to the right. Left arm is gonna outstretch as my head follows my left arm. Lovely, lovely stretch here. Deep breaths and relax into this. And then bringing your knees back to center. Give them a nice squeeze again. Rock around from side to side. That feels nice on your lower back. That does actually feel really nice. A nice little massage on my lower back. And then however you like, you're gonna come up to a forward fold. So starting it low with your hands hanging wherever. You can hold your each opposite elbow. Have your hands on the floor. And relax your neck, that's important too. Make sure it's not straining and looking up or whatever. Just keep it nice and neutral and relaxed. And give those knees a little bob if you like. Sway, really loosen up those legs. And then we're gonna ever so slowly, vertebra by vertebra, starting with your coccyx. You know that is right at the very base of your basically here, the top of your butt cheeks. You're gonna roll yourself mindfully, very slowly up, each vertebra curling one at a time. Make this really slow. Really slow, and the head finish is last. All the way up, shoulders back, head comes up. And just stand here in your mountain pose if you do yoga, but it's effectively just a standing, stable, strong. That was your day 24 mobility and sculpt class. I hope you enjoyed that format. If you are enjoying the 28-day sculpt series, this is an entire menstrual cycle worth of workouts all synced to match the hormones of each day of your cycle. So check that out. There's a playlist on my YouTube page. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this class and subscribe for more. Comment, I love all your comments. And find me on socials. I'm at Sculpting with G, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 25.